All right, Miss Demi.
Hi.
It's been a big week.
It has been. It's been crazy.
Has it been crazy? I mean, tell me how it's felt to share your truth with the world on a platform like Bachelor in Paradise.
I think it just feels really liberating, and it shows that just be yourself, and it's okay.
We've heard your truth now. Had you dated other women before Kristian? Did anybody else on Colton season kind of know that you were fluid?
I have dated other women in the past. I started my freshman year casually dating and stuff. And no one on Colton season knew at the time. I, was afraid of what they might think. I didn't know these girls and, just all the fear that comes with that. But after the season and I got really close, of course, I told some of them.
Well, how do you feel now? Do you feel relieved? No more fear?
No more fear. I feel liberated, and I'm glad that I can just set an example that it's okay to be yourself.
I would imagine both some positivity and some more negative commentary.
Yeah, I would say that the majority of it has been positive, and it's been really good to hear all of that. It's like every 1 in 100,000 people has something negative to say, so
yeah,
I'm not worried about it.
Well, you're not somebody who lets people come at you with their negativity. You fire back a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes I fire back a little too hard.
How are you regulating yourself on when to come back at somebody and when to just ignore it?
I think it's just best to ignore it all right now, yeah.
A lot of drama on Paradise this season, period.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a little overwhelmed with all the drama. I don't need any more.
Before this season, you teased to me that it would be a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And I think you were right.
Yeah, it was.
The dumpster fire is, how would you describe it now? Is the dumpster fire a blaze? Like, how's the fire?
I would say the dumpster fire is like at a good, it's like sizzling, like a slow simmer right now. Like we just were boiling the water. Now we're at a simmer.
Okay, we're at a simmer.
Yeah.
But is there going to be more fire? Like, do we have more left in this season?
Of course, it's paradise.
Paradise. It's far from paradise. So I want to ask you a little bit about you and Kristian, because we now have seen you guys be together on the show, but tell me more about your relationship before the show. How did you meet and how long had you been together?
We met through Catherine Agro because Kristian is her roommate.
Another Bachelor Nation alum.
Yes. So we met through her, and we were just two humans enjoying each other's company. I had always known that I was going to go on Paradise, and so I was upfront with her about that whenever we first met. So we both agreed to keep it open, non-exclusive.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because when she came to Paradise, you seemed really happy to see each other. And it didn't give an indication that you'd had a bad breakup or something. Did you actually break up before you went to Paradise, or were you in an exclusive thing?
We were never really together, so there was nothing to break up. It was just like, I'm open, I'm still going to be open. I could go to Paradise and I might fall in love with someone. And she was okay with that.
Okay.
But yeah. So whenever I saw her, I had no idea that the feelings were so strong until we were finally reunited.
Did you have any idea that she might show up in Paradise?
No, I thought I was leaving. I thought that Chris was taking me up there to say, all right, go get her.
Go get her
home.
Oh,
go back
home.
to California.
Because you said, I want to talk to Chris. What did you want to say to Chris? Were you ready to leave the show?
I was at the point where I was ready to leave the show if that's what my only option was. Yeah, he's a great person to get advice from.
You said that when you started dating Kristian, you intended to go on Paradise the whole time. But if you were feeling feelings for her, why not just stay? What wasn't clicking 100% about things with Kristian?
I think it was my fear of commitment. I wasn't ready yet, and I didn't know if that's what I wanted. I wanted to protect myself, so I kept it, very surface level and didn't really let her in.
Kept it light.
Yeah, kept it very light.
Because then on the show, you started to say to Hannah when she came and also to Derek, wait, this is more serious. I may have been downplaying this. What was that realization you were having?
That I actually cared about her a lot more than I thought I did.
Sometimes it's hard to admit we care.
Right? I know. And trying to keep it cool the whole time and then not being around her at all and still thinking about her whenever I'm exploring a relationship with an amazing man. It was confusing for me, but
Derek
I knew.
Is amazing.
He's the best.
Isn't he?
He really is.
I mean, when you look back, tell me about that breakup moment with him, how hard that was.
Oh my gosh, that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do because I didn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But the way that he responded, it just went to prove how amazing he is.
Respectful king,
yes.
mature. Derek now has this rallying cry, people wanting him to be the Bachelor.
I know.
Where do you fall on that?
I mean, I will support him, whatever he wants to do. I just want him to be happy.
But are you going to campaign for that? Like, Derek, I'm here for you. I mean, you tweet a lot. Are you on the Derek for Bachelor hashtag train?
Well, I'm just trying to, get through Paradise. And, Derek is still on Paradise.
True.
So, We don't know.
Have you talked to him? Do you know if he's found love?
I've talked to Derek, but we don't talk about our love life together anymore. We just like to keep it fun.
Oh, okay. Is that still a little weird? I mean, because you did date?
Yeah. I don't think it's weird.
Okay.
I just think that it's easier whenever we're just talking, like, making jokes and stuff.
Keeping it light.
Yes.
Keeping it funny.
Keeping it light, keeping it funny,
Okay.
making sure we're good.
Well, say he's single, hypothetically. Do you support Derek for Bachelor? Would you be out there and campaigning for that?
I 100% would support him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to campaign because what if some of my other friends want the gig too, you know?
Do you have a pick for Bachelor that's not Derek then?
I don't have a pick for
You
Bachelor.
don't have a pick. Okay. You got to have somebody you'd want who you think would be good.
I think that any of the potentials right now are really
Those front
good.
runners? Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think Derek would make a good Bachelor if he ended up in the part?
I think it's because he's mature
Yeah.
and he obviously knows how to have good conversations and even tough conversations, and he makes people feel good, and he really is a good guy.
Yeah, he is. I think he blew everybody away with just how he handled the whole thing. And
He blew me away.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What was going through your mind during all that when he was responding and listening to the stuff you were telling him?
I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I mean, it was still really sad, and it still was an emotional conversation, but
Yeah.
I was just like, how is this guy real?
He's pretty unreal.
Yeah.
He's also a John Krasinski doppelganger, so already a celebrity. I do want to ask you a little bit about some criticism you've gotten. And I think it's hard because it is such an important moment for the franchise to see a queer relationship on screen. It's magnificent, it is empowering to people, it's inspiring, but at the same time, you've even had some people in Bachelor Nation coming after you. Tanner Tolbert said that you went into the show just like Jed Wyatt with these intentions to produce a relationship for yourself. What do you say to those accusations?
I think it's a unique situation. I know that I was always open and honest and communicated exactly what I was feeling and what I was going through, and that's where it's very much different from Jed. I wasn't hiding anything from anyone. I kept everyone on the same page as I was experiencing the emotions that I was.
Yeah.
So it's nothing alike.
Well, he has said that you had this plan always to bring Kristian on the show. And Colton Underwood, you were on his season. Colton commented on Tanner's Instagram and said, can confirm. What do you think about Colton supporting Tanner's allegations?
They weren't there. They don't know the story. Everyone saw exactly how it happened. You saw that on TV. It wasn't pre-planned.
So, for the record, did you go into Paradise with any thought that Kristian might show up there?
I was always honest and I was open with all the producers and everyone, and I knew that there could be a chance that my past relationships would come up in any way. So yeah, I was always open about it.
Did you go into it definitely planning to bring Kristian to Paradise?
No.
Okay.
I didn't know if I could find love on Paradise with someone who was already there from Bachelor Nation.
Did you go into Paradise with the intention of, I'm going to get engaged here?
Absolutely not. I kind of like mocked people who got engaged there in the beginning because I was like, there's no way. So I went in thinking, absolutely no way.
So you and Kristian seem really deeply in love right away in Paradise. You exchange I love yous. What can you tease about how things go for you guys?
I will say that the relationship is not perfect after she gets there. I know we emotionally connected so quickly, but it was still a real relationship. And we have struggles and lots of tears.
Are you engaged?
I cannot say.
When Kristian showed up, did you change your mind a little bit about maybe whether or not you could get engaged?
For the first time, whenever she showed up, I realized that I could potentially want to be with this person forever. This is a person I can see myself with forever.
Okay.
And that was the first time I've ever felt something like that.
A lot of people have also asked why Kristian stayed on the beach. Some people have argued about the format of the show, and I mean, look, at the end of the day, I know there really are no rules. It's a TV show. But some people are saying, if you guys knew you loved each other, why not just leave Paradise together? Why didn't you? Why did she stay?
In the real world, there's so many distractions that you don't have in Paradise, and we wouldn't have been able to have the conversations that we had in Paradise and experience that focus that you have on your relationship. That's all you're doing. In the real world, you have a life to get back to. So it was just a great opportunity for us to really get to know each other more and explore the relationship in such a magical place.
How did you handle that with Derek, though? Did you try to avoid him so he didn't have to see you two together?
No, Derek being so awesome and respectful. Honestly, we hung out with him all the time.
Okay.
I would always see him and Kristian off in the corner talking. I was like, this is so weird, but hey, I'm cool with it.
So what, they became friendly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone was friendly. Like, oh yeah, it was totally cool.
Wow, this is like the most mature situation in the history of the Bachelor franchise.
I know, go Derek.
Well, and it lends me to think, like, God, you know, people say a lot, we want a guy who's ready for love, we want a mature guy. More and more I am thinking Derek for Bachelor.
He's really so great.
There's also been some talk about some funnier stuff in Paradise, some critiques on JPJ's kissing. How's Derek as a kisser?
Derek's a great kisser.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we support Derek in that realm, too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We stand.
What can you tease for me about that fight that we see coming up between JPJ and Derek? That's been all in all the trailers, and it's kind of striking to see these two pretty amicable guys yelling at each other.
It was pretty scary to see two guys who I really enjoy hanging out with screaming at each other. I didn't like seeing the mad side of JPJ.
Yeah, confusing?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what they were fighting about. And I was there.
Okay. We're also going to see a Paradise wedding. Crystal and Chris get married. What can you tease about that? An emotional night? What was it like?
Oh, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
It was very emotional. And it's so weird because you're all sitting there at this wedding with, you know, the person, your love interest at the time. And
right.
so there's just so much love in the air. It was so cute.
Does that speed things up? I mean, if you're there with someone and you're falling for them and then you're watching a wedding.
Yeah, and you're like, and these people got engaged doing what we're doing right now. Like, this is how they got here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Did that make you change your perspective a little, maybe?
It just, you know, gave me a good feeling.
We love a good feeling. So when it comes to the franchise, you guys are the first queer relationship we've ever seen on screen, and it's a milestone. But given the format, how does the show handle that from here? Do you think there are more queer relationships on screen? What do they do?
You know, I really don't want to be the one to carry the torch for how Bachelor Nation should handle that. So, you know, I don't know.
Well, how do you feel about when people are criticizing the format and saying that, you know, the rules were broken with you guys, that kind of thing?
I would say that there are no rules, and the show is about finding love and pursuing that, and that's what we're doing. So,
Did you find love?
I mean, yes. We said I love you to each other.
You've been really funny on the beach too, Demi. You lay it out at people. You tell them what you're thinking. How did you feel about kind of being the queen of Paradise?
Oh, I felt rightfully in my place. I had so much fun.
Anybody you would want to set Hannah up with? You played a little bit of a part in her season.
Oh my gosh, the options are endless at this point. This is Hannah Brown, the Bachelorette. She can have whoever she wants.
And Hannah Brown of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch her win.
Oh, how much is she going to slay?
Oh, she's going to kill it. She's been dancing her whole life.
Well, and you live in LA now. You know they do those trio dances.
Oh my god, she better bring me.
You...
Oh, she's bringing me.
Okay, we're going to see Demi Burnett dancing?
Oh my gosh, that would be so weird. I don't even know if I'm good.
In the audience, though, at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Kaylin in the Blake situation. She's been getting some heat for allegedly faking her feelings. People have pointed out that on your season, during the Women Tell All, she seemed really distraught over Colton, but people have argued she was actually dating Blake at the time. What do you think about that whole history?
I think that they both they've like been through enough with everything. The internet has like reamed them both. At this point, I think we just need to uplift everyone and just be kind.
I mean, Blake's taken a lot of heat. Are you taking a turn on Blake? Do you say lay off Blake, or do you think he still deserves the criticism?
I say lay off Blake. I say, like, let's just move on, guys. Like, it's not helpful to be critical of people and to be mean to them. It's more helpful just to be nice to them and lift them up in this dark, dark time.
By the way, another little celebrity friend, we saw you hanging out with Demi Lovato at the taping. Are you guys staying in touch, Demi and Demi?
Yes, we actually do stay in touch.
What?
I know, it's so weird. Like, what is my life?
What is your life?
Like, I just go back to that girl who made her Instagram name Demi, not Lovato, and I just want to be like, girl, you gonna meet Demi Lovato. You should change that.
I mean, you gonna update the handle?
It's just too good at this point. Everyone knows it.
Right. I mean, Hannah changed from Alabama Hannah. She's just Hannah Brown now.
Yeah, heartbroken about that.
Are you?
Yes,
Okay.
distraught.
Well, why?
I just loved Alabama Hannah.
Me too.
It was cute.
So what are you and Demi Lovato talking about?
Oh, we're just talking about meeting up and watching the show together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe if Mike's single, maybe her and Mike together.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
I mean, Tyler's with a supermodel, Mike's with a singer. Everybody can just combine all the worlds of
What
celebrity.
is happening? What is happening?